Hello friends, my name is Claire. Welcome back to my channel. For this week's video, I am going doing a Tudor style home in The Sims 4. This home is built in the world of Windenburg that came with the Get Together expansion pack, and that's kind of a New Year's goal I have for myself with the channel is to do more pack limited builds for this year. So if you have any packs you want to see me build with, make sure to leave a comment down in the comment area. And while you're down there, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. And we are just going to be now working on the entryway to this home. I wanted it to feel like a traditional home, and it might be like a family home that's been passed down to generation. I would consider these pictures that are in the entryway to be like the original owners, possibly, or like the great grandparents of the current owners of the home. And I do try to put more family pictures throughout the space, so we're just going to be adding some backpacks in the entryway underneath the table because this is a family home I designed for a family of 5. So it felt fitting to have a few kid and teen items throughout the main space of the home, kind of like the main entertainment areas of the home. I have all 3 bedrooms on the second level, and this is a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom home. All the extra information should be down in the description, like the price and the size of lot I built this on. And so if you don't want to have this home on this particular lot, you can move it to the same size lot in The Sims 4. So we're just going to be adding some pictures. I was thinking that these are also like family pictures, and I do add a fireplace into this area because I thought that was just kind of like a fun regal type of item to add to a dining room. And speaking of regal, the Sims 4 did just release a trailer for the last Sims 4 expansion pack, which is kind of crazy to say because I'm building with the second to newest or second to oldest expansion pack. And so it's just kind of crazy how The Sims has gone so far, and I hope everything can still kind of like get settled once the EA sale happens. I know it feels like the Sims community is a little bit in a uproar right now, and The Sims feels a little bit like it's in a hot mess era. And so I do hope going forward things can calm down because I like playing The Sims. I like watching videos about The Sims. I only make YouTube videos about The Sims, and so we're just going to see where this year takes us, and hopefully nothing too explosive happens. So we're just going to be now in the kitchen of the home. It's kind of tucked away in the back corner, and I feel like that helped with like this traditional Tudor style. I feel like in more modern styles, it's like the kitchen needs to be like in the center of the home. That's like where everybody gathers, but I know it's like kind of like not so much in the past. The kitchen was just kind of like a place to cook and then you entertain in like the front room, the dining room, the parlor. So I'm just going to be adding some items. We're going to be changing the counters to be a lighter swatch and going to be adding a fire alarm. Very important things in this home. I mostly use the base game in this kitchen because there's not really like a kitchen set that came with the get together expansion pack. There's not really even like a bedroom set. When I was trying to find like a bed for the primary bedroom, I got a bush, and I think I cut that part out because it wasn't a bed, and I was trying to be a little bit quick with my selection, and I was trying to be quick, but I couldn't be quick, so I cut out a lot of like decision making when I was editing this video. So we're just going to be now decorating the counters, and something else I cut was my surprise reaction when I realized that the Coach collab was a free item collab and not a paid collab like the Mistino stuff or the SpongeBob pack. I was surprised. I really thought that was going to be a paid pack or a paid kit, and so I don't really know how to feel. I don't really own any luxury items. I'm pretty sure I own actually zero luxury items. I feel like I don't know if this is everybody else. I'm sorry if I jinx you, but I feel like I've been getting overly advertised with Coach items, and so it was just kind of like, wow, now it's even in my Sims 4 game that I'm being advertised Coach items. But besides my rant, I am in the office slash library space. I did put a community library box out on the front of this home, and I thought it'd be kind of fun to have like a formal kind of like living room slash library in the home. So this home is designed for a bookworm, and we're just now going to be heading into the living room. But back to my Coach rant, I'm just like surprised that like that wasn't a paid items, and I honestly wouldn't have bought it if it was paid because I don't really do luxury items. I would say I do have expensive taste, but that is just because I'm a Disney adult, and Disney IPs are expensive. So but like I don't really like the design of the bags, and I know they do like other things like clothing and glasses, but like that is, I'm just still in a way wrapping my head around why Coach is in The Sims. So we're just going to be finishing up the floor plan for the couches in the living room space and going to be now adding a little bit of decoration into the living room. I did want to make sure that there was a little play space for the children to like kind of like play, maybe like if they're like having like a family dinner and there's like lots of like aunt and uncles, and this is like where the cousins would hang out, and then there's obviously the dollhouse for the younger kids, and everybody can just like watch a movie together. So we were just going to be changing the color of the couches to kind of like give it a little bit more different in the space, but like still keep it in that more traditional style. So we're just going to be making sure everything's like square, lined up to one another. And we're going to be adding the bunny statue because that's my favorite part of building, is to add that little bunny statue. And now we're going to be working on the artwork in the room. We're going to be adding another picture that I assumed would be a relative of the family that lives in the space, or it could be a previous owner of the home. So we're just going to be taking a quick break to go outside to do a little bit of decorating out here. So I have a picnic table, I have a grill and a monkey bar jungle gym thing for the kids, and I was mentioning that there would be two children, girl, and then one teenage boy, like out of like the kids. So I wanted to give it kind of like a blue, but like faded blue type of look to like kind of like symbolize that used to be the Teen Boys Jungle Gym Monkey Bar set, but it's now the girl children's Monkey Bar Jungle Gym set. So we are now on the second floor of the home, and we're going to be making a little like entry walkway breeze space. I don't know exactly what to call it, but it's like the landing area when you get to the top of the stairs. So we have the teen and children's room on one side, and then we have the primary bedroom on the other side. So we're just going to be first starting off in the teen space, and I gave them the interest of guitar. It's just another like skill building item to have in a home, and I wanted to design not like it's a Tudor home, but kind of make it more modern, kind of more traditional modern, not like traditional Tudor. I don't know if there's a difference. I think there's a difference, but I wanted this to like not feel like so old world in this room. So we're just going to be adding some guitars, going to be adding a desk for homework, but let's be honest, your sim is probably going to be doing homework in the most randomness and unexpected place. So the desk is just there to be a desk. It probably will never get used for homework, but maybe if you want to have two computers in this home, you can add a computer onto that desk. And so we're just going to be working on the side table. Technically, that side table is a toddler side table, but I feel like it makes sense to like reach down to get items. I feel like if I use any other side table, it looks a little bit awkward to have to like reach up to get a tissue. And I know your Sims don't actually use the side tables, it's really just decoration to make the space feel less empty, but I feel like that would be annoying to like have to like reach up instead of like reach down or opposite way. But we are now in the children's room, and this is, I think, the bigger bedroom because there are two of them. I think I gave them the bigger bedroom because there's two of them. So we're just going to be using these base game beds, a very classic base game bed, and we're just going to be adding a rug. And what I mean by classic base game beds is like, there's obviously been like updates that have happened, but like this is like the original kids bed that came in The Sims 4 in 2014. And so we are just going to be adding some posters. I try to like help distinguish the children with like the posters. We got kind of like a more sportsy, artsy side, and then we have a more musical inclined child on the other side. And I do add a little like science lab table. I was mentioning that would be the teen brothers before he became a teen, and so I do add a science lab table into the children's bedroom, and honestly that was just to fill in some space. So we're just going to be finishing up this bedroom, going to be adding just a few more little details. I do also add a giant stuffed animal because I feel like the interaction with the children and the stuffed animal is really cute. And if you play The Sims like with the families, you can like look closely at the unicorn's eye, and it like kind of like helps see the emotion that the kids are putting into the stuffed animal, which sounds a little bit weird, but like if the kids are happy and have a good relationship with the stuffed animal, then the stuffed animal like eyes change, and it's really cute. So we are just going to be working on the hall bath that the children and the teenager will be sharing. There is another like 2x2 bathroom on the main level for like the guests and just convenient, so your Sims don't have to come all the way upstairs to use the bathroom. So we're just going to be making this bathroom really simple and cute. It's a very small space. I do normally do a 2x3 bathroom, but this is a 2x4 bathroom, so it's just one tile longer than what I would normally do. So I had so much more space to work with, but we're just going to be now in the primary bedroom, and I tried to go for a more ornate feel in the space just to kind of like help with the overall style and theming of the space, because I feel like it's like one thing to have like the teen and kids have more contemporary bedrooms, but to have like the primary bedroom fit the rest of the house, I feel like that just kind of like helps with like the overall theme. Like the parents made the decision for everything in the house, and they're gonna make their bedroom look the same as the rest of the house. So we're just gonna be adding a TV and going to be adding a dresser underneath the TV. Each bedroom does have its own like special walk-in closet that came with the get together pack, but I feel like having like this extra dresser underneath the TV did help with like more storage, and so we're just going to be changing the color to kind of help fit in with this like more gray wood color scheme in the bedroom. And I didn't want to have like all this dark wood style, and so I wanted to lighten it up with this like kind of more gray stain on the wood. Now we are in the primary bathroom, which is the last space in this video. So we are just going to be adding a bathtub. I do keep the floor length mirror, but I put it in the bedroom. I feel like it made a little bit more sense to have like a floor length mirror in the bedroom compared to like right next to the other mirror above the sink. So we're just going to be adding a shower, and I do keep the closet in the bathroom. I wanted it to be a little bit different than the other two bedrooms, and so we are just going to be finishing up this video. So if you enjoyed it, make sure to give it a big like and subscribe if you haven't. Those things really help boost my engagement so other people can see my videos. If you have any pack restriction build ideas for me, make sure to leave them down in the comments, and I hope to see you all next Tuesday for another Sims 4 video. Bye!